Hi everyone. Thank you for making the time to tune in and keeping a close eye on the campaign. As we are marking the 300 days since the killing of Moyed Bashir in the hands of Gwent police. There has been some updates and interesting revelations over the past few weeks. The family and I would like to thank the 252 people donated to the Crowd Justice page. It seems the current target might look impossible to hit, but every single donation goes a long way. We are doing our best to push this campaign with no PR or major backing from an A-list or politicians. This is just a simple example of what happens when people get together, share the link, and support the campaign. The donations helps the legal team to fight what will be a mammoth case in the South Wales region. The outcome of the inquest will send shockwaves across the nation. Win, lose, or draw. I'll promise you that. So let's keep pushing, share the link, and get them police officers in the witness box in July 2022 to be held accountable for their actions. The current situation of revelations in other inquests in the UK is putting the nation on edge. The state and the police are doing their best to cover up any wrongdoing, including the killing of Moyed Bashir on the 17th of February 2021. Let's look at what happened so far. On January 2021, a young man from Cardiff was killed by South Wales police who goes by the name of Mahmoud Hussein. Communities marched together in protest, led to Cardiff police station to express loss, anger, and demanded answers to what happened to Mahmoud. Fast forward to the 18th of February 2021. We protested again to express the loss and anger for the killing of Moyed Bashir outside Gwent police station. The state and politicians did not engage much to deal with these serious matters that is happening in South Wales. Instead, in March 2021, the Secretary of State for the Home Department, Priti Patel, decided to pursue the Police Crime Sentencing and Courts Bill, also known as the PCSC Bill. The bill gave the police more power to shut down protests. This red flag was raised not just by the people, but also by the CGA and the criminal justice organizations. The CGA have stated how the PCSC bill will deepen the racial inequality in the criminal justice system for the basic right to protest. Think about it for a second. It seems the PCSC bill was announced to silence us and stop us from protesting for the killing of Moyed and Mahmoud. This sparked outrage across the nation, which led to more protests. Kill the bill. On the evening of 3rd of March 2021, Sarah Everard, a 33-year-old marketing executive, was kidnapped in South London, England. As she was walking home to the Brixton Hill area from a friend's house near Clapham Common, Metropolitan Police Officer Wayne Cousins falsely arrested her under the pretense of having breached COVID-19 regulations and drove her to near Dover, where he raped and strangled her before burning her body and disposing of her remains in a nearby pond. The shock and horror of the murder sparked outrage across the nation, which led to even more protests. A peaceful vigil in Clapham Common was occupied by police presence to spread fear and show dominance. Sounds familiar? Which sadly led to more women being assaulted and arrested by the police. The Metropolitan Police were placed under a very bright spotlight, revealing darker shadows within the force. I am sure you remember how quick the case was turned around. 10th of March, Sarah's body was discovered. Then Wayne was arrested. June the 8th, Wayne pleaded guilty for the crimes. 30th of September, Wayne was sentenced to a whole life order at the Old Bailey. You're probably asking how and why the Sarah's case was fast-tracked compared to Muyid's case. We can argue this is due to the fact of sex, ethnicity, and public outcry of Sarah Everard. Or could it be because the murder was committed by one of their own, a police officer, who swore to wear the badge with honor, to serve and protect, but instead decided to seek and destroy, just like the police officers who killed Muyid Bashir. So Wayne Couzens was sentenced to life, whilst another police officer was jailed for 8 years for manslaughter for the killing of a former young black footballer. Dillian Atkinson was killed after being tasered and kicked to the head by PC Monk in August 2016. Initially, PC Monk was cleared of the murder, but unanimously convicted of manslaughter on the 23rd of June. After a 6-week trial, Mr. Atkinson, a 48-year-old man, a former Aston Villa, Sheffield Wednesday, and Ipswich Town star, died in hospital following his arrest near his childhood home in Telford in August 2016. It took 5 years for Damien Atkinson's family to get justice. Solicitor Kate Maynard spoke on behalf of the family after the verdict, and I quote, "It shouldn't take the death of a famous footballer for the criminal justice system to work properly. And we hope more families can secure justice in the future." Once again, there's a trend of the judiciary system in the UK fast-tracking cases, possibly due to the nature of the high-profile individuals in the case. You might be asking now, what's the end goal? Why did it only take 6 months to serve justice for the Sarah Everard case, but it took 5 years for Mr. Atkinson's case? Why did Wayne Couzens get life sentence for the killing of Sarah Everard, while PC Monk was given 8 years? The system is broken. Let's get back to the here and now. Some of you might be aware that Priti Patel pushed Clause 9 from the Nationality and Borders Bill through Parliament by 298 votes to 231. This bill would allow the state to strip individuals from their British citizenship with no warning, because you pose as a threat to the state, because it's in the interest of the national security. Is it me, or does this bill sound more aggressive than the PCSC bill we mentioned earlier? So in simple, plain English, if and when we go out to exercise our right to march, protest, and speak up against police brutality, violence against women, racism, Islamophobia, anti-Semitism, homophobia, and all sorts of hate and prejudice you can name under the sun. We, the people who worked hard to gain the citizenship and to be law-abiding citizens, get done for it. Side note, my brother Muid Bashir was dealing with an immigration case whilst he was alive, as the Home Office was trying to deport him. He won the appeal twice, but after being killed, the Home Office thought it would be appropriate to send a letter which indicated that the Home Office once again have decided to appeal against the decision for Muyid to remain in the UK. This was only a month after we buried my brother. So where are we now? As some of you might know already, the inquest of Muyid Bashir is set for July 2022. During all this time, the body cam footage is still not being released. We have 6,696 people signed a petition asking to release the footage to the family and the legal team. We need closure to know what happened to Muyid. In this spot right here, in this room. If only walls could talk. We are aware the Gwent police and the IOPC are not being transparent with our legal team, or the coroner for that matter. We can smell the stench of rotten apples already. The IOPC don't hold the best records either. Just remember that ex-police officers end up working for the IOPC and can have some influences in investigations. It's a firm within a firm. As we are closer to the inquest, it's not a surprise how Clause 9 put in place as we are campaigning and protesting hard to fight for justice. The family and I are aware of the risks for speaking up and fight for our rights. The possibility of getting arrested at a demo, then being stripped of our British citizenship, is likely. The same might happen to the supporters of Justice for Muyid campaign and other activists out there who are sick and tired of the broken, degrading, divisive system run by the Tory machine. Enough is enough. We are the majority and they are the minority. There's no justice. It's just us. The power of the people is greater than the people in power. If you would like to support, please share the link, sign the petitions that have been put in place on social media accounts, and donate to the Crowd Justice page. Thank you.